Tech layoff.
Tech layoff.
Tech layoff.
Tech layoff.
Tech layoff. Tech layoff.
Imagine scrolling through endless tech news, each one screaming tech layoffs and tech industry meltdown. Is that the whole story though? Sure, 2023 saw a massive tech shakeup with 262,915 losing their jobs. That's a 59% jump, yikes. But here's the unreported truth. Only 10 to 15% of that were software engineers. The rest, well, HR, sales, marketing, not your usual coding crew. So if you're a software engineer recently laid off or just starting out, catch a breath. Today, we are going to crush the myth of a doomed job market, and I'm going to share step-by-step proven tips to land your dream tech job even in this competitive landscape. Plus, by the end, I will also share the number one reason software engineers get fired and how you can save yourself from it like a coding ninja. So let's jump right into it. Let's start with a story. We have two people, let's call them Lucas and Maya, who are two software engineers on a job hunt. Lucas applies to some job, does some lead code coding challenges, and bombs the interview. He is absolutely crushed. Maya, on the other hand, creates a system beforehand. She treats job hunting as a second job, tracking her progress and prepares for questions she couldn't answer before moving on to another interview. Now, who do you think has more probability of eventually finding a good job?
Maya? Maya.
Exactly, Maya. And that is because she was organized and disciplined. Treat your job search like a part-time job and write down all your progress. Write down all the questions you have been asked and especially the ones you could not answer. And also all the feedbacks you have got along the way. This is something I do to this date and trust me, it works wonders. Now, sometimes having the best process might mean nothing if you don't have much substance to show. Which brings us to our next point, showcasing your skills. If you're into web development like me, create some app which demonstrates the skills you have claimed to know in your CV. This speaks volumes to the interviewer about your passion and ability to learn on your own. For example, if you're a backend engineer, maybe create an API for a fictional company which goes beyond usual REST. Or if you're into front end, maybe build something functional with JavaScript. You're good at CSS, maybe create a cool UI for a credit card input, for example. Use these side projects to practice what you learn, then host them somewhere and add the links to your resume. This would act as a validation to your future recruiter that you are not a phony and you are actually awesome. But okay, you have a nice system, you have good work to show, and you still don't get any calls. What do? Writing better resumes. Let's talk about resumes. Well, there's no one size fits all resume, but here's a technique which really worked well for me. Suppose you come across two jobs you want to apply to. Now, when you read the job description in details, you figure out job 1 is looking for skills A, B, and C, while job number 2 is looking for skills C and D. At this point, instead of sending your generic resume to both the companies, create two different versions of your resume and in each one of them highlight the skills which overlaps between what the company is looking for and your personal skill set. This will not only help you stand out but will increase your odds instantly. Now I'm sure many of you have your own experiences and tips when it comes to tailoring your resumes. So share your tips and questions in the comments below and let me know if you would want to see a dedicated video on writing resumes. Okay, now good resumes are one thing, but if you're like our friend Lucas from earlier, you're still getting very unlucky with your interviews. Well, I'm going to tell you a secret about how to increase your luck and it's very simple. You increase your luck by increasing your luck surface area, also known as applying to more jobs. Landing on the right job may feel like a door-to-door sales job where you are the product. And the more doors you knock, the more you interview, the higher are your chances to get lucky. To find these jobs, spend some dedicated time every week religiously on networking. Networking is not rocket science. Tell your friends, family, classmates, or anyone who might be relevant that you're looking for a job. Go to tech meetups and use networking platforms like LinkedIn to connect with people who work at your dream company. And don't shy away to ask for a referral. In case you didn't know, most tech companies have referral bonuses. So if you're good and ask nicely, most people wouldn't think twice before forwarding your resume to their recruiter. But when you ask for a referral, please do your homework first. There's so many times people have asked me to refer them for a role and they didn't even bother to attach the resume or the link to the job posting. Or even worse, sometimes I don't hear back from them ever again after that initial message. So do this. Before you message someone for a referral, check the career page of their company and make sure there's an opening for which you're suitable. Be persistent, but don't be a parrot. Don't ask the same thing 10 times, but do follow up after a while about the status of your referral. Alright, let's jump into the juicy bit I promised at the start of the video. We are about to talk about the number one reason why software engineers get fired. So if you're already employed, kudos to you. But pay close attention to the next part. Even if you're comfortably settled in a job right now, remember we are all replaceable, sadly. No matter how cushy your position seems, it can all go in a blink of an eye. And the only key to make yourself indispensable is continuously learning and skill enhancement. Now, let's play a little game. Imagine you are your boss. Picture a situation where the company is downsizing and you have to make some tough decisions. If there's someone in your team with average performance and a hefty paycheck, would you not replace them with a similarly skilled individual willing to work for less? The trick to not get lazy and complacent is constantly working on yourself and make yourself more valuable to the company than when you joined. The goal here is to be so good that they cannot replace you. And guess what? Even if you do end up losing your job, you have made yourself so valuable that the job market would be fighting for you. Talking about enhancing your value, if you're wondering how to choose your career trajectory as a junior developer, we deep dive into that in our next video. So make sure to subscribe to the channel right away and I'll see you on the next one.